Here are 3 different ways to get your deer shoulder mounted. Number 1, a wall mount. This is your typical deer shoulder mount, and when you bring a deer to a taxidermist, this is probably what you're going to get by default. It sits flat against the wall, and you can get it in many different kinds of poses. Number 2 is a wall pedestal mount. A wall pedestal mount still hangs on the wall like a regular wall mount, but instead of being totally flat on the back, it has a wedge cut out of the back portion that gives it more of like a 3D look. The back part of this mount where this wedge is cut out is visible, so it needs to be covered up with something so that you don't see the foam back here. Taxidermists typically cover it with something like habitat or some kind of decorative leather. This type of mount is a great option if you still want to hang your deer on the wall, but you want something a little bit different. And number 3 is a floor pedestal mount. This is a lot like a wall pedestal, but as the name suggests, it sets on the floor. So this whole base comes with the mount. So instead of the back attaching to the wall, it has some kind of other attachment, like in the brisket or in the shoulder maybe, and that attaches to something like a branch or a tree, and then that might attach to some kind of base, but there's so many different options. This is the kind of mount that you typically see in taxidermy competitions, or if you have a really outstanding buck that you want to make the center of attention. Here's just another example of a floor pedestal mount. If both of the whole front legs, including the hooves, were included on this mount, then it would be considered a half life-size mount. But since it's not, it's still considered a shoulder mount.